You've probably seen many dangerous animals in this world, fast, strong, and built to fight. But deep in the wild, there are creatures so fierce that if they ever face another animal in battle, the outcome is already decided. The other one won't survive. So make sure to watch this video till the end, and don't forget to subscribe, so you never miss videos like this again. The jungle is full of powerful creatures, but when the lion steps in, silence follows. Every animal knows the meaning of that rule. The king has arrived. The African lion lives across the open plains of sub-Saharan Africa, where golden grass stretches for miles and the heat burns like fire. It's one of the fastest big cats on land, reaching speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, 31 miles per hour, during short bursts. An adult male weighs around 150 to 190 kilograms, 330 to 420 pounds, and stands nearly 1.2 meters tall at the shoulder. But its real strength isn't just in numbers, it's in the heart that never backs down. This lion has fought 3 brutal battles in the wild, and in every single one, the opponent never got up again. The first fight was against a hyena, one of the smartest and sneakiest scavengers in Africa. Hyenas often steal food from other predators, but this time the tables turned. The lion was feeding after a long, hungry day when a hyena tried to snatch his meal. In a flash, the lion charged, his paw hitting with the force of a hammer. Before the hyena could even react, the lion's jaws locked around its neck. Within seconds, the struggle ended, and silence fell over the savannah. The second battle came when another male lion challenged him for his pride. The fight was savage, claws tearing through flesh, roars shaking the ground. There's no mercy in such duels, only one survives. When it was over, the challenger lay broken and the king stood tall once more. The third fight wasn't about territory, it was about survival. After days without food, the lion tracked and brought down a young giraffe, a massive and risky hunt. It took skill, patience, and raw strength. But that's what makes a lion the king. When the lion rules, the jungle listens. His presence is law, his roar a warning. And in the wild, where fear and power decide who lives, the lion never loses. In the cold mountains of North America, where the air bites and rivers roar, walks a beast that fears nothing, the grizzly bear. It's not just strong, it's built like a tank. With muscles under thick fur and claws longer than a man's fingers, the grizzly rules the wilderness with raw power. A full-grown male can weigh 300 to 400 kilograms, stand 2.5 meters tall, and still run at 56 kilometers per hour, faster than a horse for a short burst. Its bite can crush bones, and one swing of its paw can break a skull. But what makes the grizzly truly dangerous isn't its size, it's its temper. When angered, it doesn't warn, it destroys. One fight proved exactly that. A giant male grizzly was feeding near a river when a pack of wolves tried to steal his kill, a fresh elk. At first, the bear just stared, standing still like a shadow of stone. Then, in a split second, it charged. The ground shook under its feet. Its roar tore through the air. The wolves scattered, but one wasn't fast enough. With a single swipe, the bear sent it flying into the rocks. The others ran, smart enough to know the king of the mountains had spoken. When silence returned, the bear stood over its meal, breathing heavy, steam rising from its nose in the freezing air. That moment said everything: strength, rage, and survival. Because in the world of the wild, a grizzly doesn't fight for pride. It fights to remind nature who's in charge. Night had fallen. The air was cold, and the jungle was dead silent. But between the trees, a shadow moved. The leopard. No sound, no warning, just a terrifying calm. The leopard is the ghost of the jungle. You see it only when it wants you to die. Its paws don't even touch the ground. Every step is calculated, and when it moves, even the wind seems to hold its breath. That night, its eyes locked onto an impala, a nervous gazelle stopping for water. The leopard held its breath, every muscle coiled tight. 1, 2, 3. And then, a flash of motion. 90 kilograms of pure muscle flew through the air. In a heartbeat, it was over. The leopard's jaws clamped around the impala's neck, crushing it instantly. No scream, no struggle, only silence. Just the faint crack of a bone echoing through the night. And then, darkness again. The leopard lifted its kill like a king claiming his prize and climbed high into the trees, where no thief could touch it. Moonlight danced on its spotted coat, and in its eyes burned the message every creature in the wild already knew. I don't arrive. I appear in the frozen silence of the Arctic, where even the wind cuts like a knife, rules are written in blood, and the polar bear is the author. It moves across the ice like a ghost wrapped in snow, massive, fearless, unstoppable. 12 feet tall when it stands, over 700 kilograms of pure muscle with paws wide enough to crush a seal's skull in a single blow. For days it hadn't eaten. Hunger burned in its chest like fire beneath ice. Then, movement. A walrus, heavy and slow, resting on the frozen shore. The bear's breath turned to mist. It lowered its head, muscles tensing beneath thick fur. Then, without sound, it charged. The walrus woke too late. The ice cracked, waves exploded, and the bear slammed into its prey with full force. The walrus tried to fight back, tusks cutting deep, but the bear didn't stop. Blood mixed with snow. Roars echoed through the cold air. With a final surge of power, the polar bear sank its teeth into the walrus's neck, and silence returned to the Arctic. When it was over, only the sound of wind remained. The polar bear stood there, chest rising, steam in the air, the lone king of a kingdom made of ice and death. Deep in the dense jungles of India, where sunlight barely touches the ground, something moves, slow, silent, and terrifying. Stripes flash through the leaves like fire. The Bengal tiger is on the hunt. No roar, no growl, just silence and focus. Every step is a calculation, every breath a whisper. Weighing nearly 300 kilograms and stretching 10 feet long, the tiger is built not just for power, but for perfection. That night, the forest was alive with tension. A massive wild boar grazed by the river, unaware of what waited behind. The tiger crouched low, muscles coiled like steel springs. It measured the distance, 20 feet. 1 heartbeat. 2. Then, explosion. The tiger launched itself forward, claws slicing through the air. The boar turned, but it was already too late. A roar split the jungle, loud enough to shake the trees. The tiger slammed into the boar with bone-breaking force, sending it crashing to the ground. In seconds, the forest went silent again. The tiger's jaw locked around the boar's neck. 1 bite, 1 kill. No struggle, no mercy. Only raw, natural dominance. When it was over, the tiger dragged its prey into the shadows, away from prying eyes and scavengers. In that quiet darkness under the glowing eyes of the jungle, it fed, alone, powerful, and untouchable. Because in this world of predators and prey, the tiger doesn't fight for survival, it defines it. From the blazing heat of Africa to the frozen silence of the Arctic, 5 beasts rule their worlds: the lion, the leopard, the polar bear, the wolf, and the tiger. Different lands, different hunts. But one law binds them all: only the fierce survive. The lion leads with power and pride. The leopard strikes with silence and precision. The polar bear conquers ice with unstoppable strength. The wolf fights with loyalty and strategy. And the tiger, the lone king, kills with calculated perfection. Each of them tells the same story, that in nature, mercy is weakness, and hesitation means death. Their claws, their teeth, their courage, it's not just about survival, it's about domination. When night falls and the world goes quiet, you realize something. These animals aren't just wild, they are the heartbeat of the earth itself. Because in the wild, it's not the biggest or fastest that survives. It's the one who refuses to bow. And that's what makes them the 5 most unbelievably fierce animals in the wild.